The next factor to look for when you are actually applying to colleges is basically your own educational academic background. Right now, we have had multiple sessions on different people trying to tell you and advise you that profile does matter. Honestly, I will also repeat the same thing. Profile does matter. You can give as much outrage, you can throw as much tantrums as possible, you can probably curse all the colleges saying that it is an grave injustice to me, but you're basically fooling yourself. The criteria, admission criteria, is basically set by the college, and they can choose whichever admission criteria suits them best. We have seen throughout that people with consistent educational background actually do better in an MBA program. You can look at a lot of studies. There's actually one study which is done by IIM Bangalore itself, right, which was the earliest proponent of these profile-based evaluation or profile-based selection processes. So if you are in that 80, which means you have 80% in 10th, 80% in 12th, and 80% in graduation, basically you are in a very safe spot. You can play it a little safe when it comes to applying to colleges. If you do not have one of those 80s, you are in a little bit of a trouble. So you'll have to increase the number of colleges in order to make sure that you get into a college this time around. A very similar sort of a conundrum comes up if you are an engineer, right? Non-engineers are given higher weightages in a lot of colleges. There are a lot of private colleges also which have now started using profile-based evaluations. There are a lot of non-IIMs which are also started using profile-based evaluations. Top among them are IIT Kharagpur, you have SPJAN and Goa Institute of Management, which basically they give additional points for profile, or they lower the cutoffs in case your profile is better than, say, an engineer. Now, whether we like it or not, about 75 to 80% of a B school class is usually engineers. So if you are a non-engineer competing with the engineers, you have an advantage. The flip side, if you are an engineer competing with other engineers, you again have to apply to more colleges versus what a non-engineer would have to apply to, and be careful and be confident that you will get through the college of your choice. And the last factor, and it's again a very important factor while applying to your B school, is your mock scores, right? Your mock scores and the trend in your mock scores. Both of them you have to look both of them in conjunction with each other.